Hello, everyone. Cheshire the Cat on the scene with the third and final trial of the Turnabout Samurai. Let's do this. October 20, 10 a.m. Yeah. Here we go. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was in fact Studio 2. Today, I will call upon people present in Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today.
You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer with whom who was present in Studio Trailer 2 that day. Blah, blah, blah. I can English.
You're allowed to smoke in a courtroom? You're allowed to smoke in a courtroom? Since when? Oh, also, sorry. Speaking of Halloween candy from the previous episodes, yum.
D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder.
Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay.
Right. Yeah, hold up, Judge takes gump. Anyways, like, dude.
If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down.
So to speak. I hear you, chat.
The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp.
I need to turn up those sound alerts or turn down the game. Thank you, Elephant.
Oh my, how rude.
Anyway.
The meeting began at 12 sharp and it ended at 4. You know what?
Yeah, I'll figure that out later.
There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you?
The van.
Hmm?
There's a van at Studio 2. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk with that monkey's head toppling over.
I see.
What would that matter?
Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
It's the final battle, Nick. Let's do it! I entered the trailer a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me.
Why were you fatigued?
Hold on.
Why?
You had Sal take you? What does that mean? Oh. I took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Right at the time of death.
What were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone sticks. Don't hit your desk, it irritates me. Oh, I love it when games are self-aware. Will Nick find anything? I wish he'd said a little more. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop at the employee area? No. Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. Come on! Let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. God, poor Edgeworth. He's just getting the crap kicked out of him this case. Oh crap, I knocked over my Wi-Fi booster. Oops. Go. Right, so we went to Studio 1. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten. Maybe you could try remembering? No. Meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. Oh, you would think! Come on! All you do is state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break at the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the dinner. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. Find some evidence to prove that she didn't eat the steak. Wait a minute. Didn't Sal admit to... Hold up. Oh! How could Sal have taken her if the monkey was blocking the way? Here. Your rehearsal was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Go back. Here. Ah, crap! But it does! How could he have driven her if there was a big old monkey head in the way? Especially because that would have been at 2:30, not at 3 when the head was removed. Maybe I just said it on the wrong bit? Oops, that didn't go well. Fatigue, so I guess I'll take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Ugh. It'd be another thing if I could pull up, profile. Seven, 8, T-bone steaks on the table in front of us. Can in the next games, not this one though. Ugh. Oh, pull up profiles? Oh man. Specifically, I'd want Sal's testimony. Noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp and ended at 4. was rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Again, why were you fatigued? Oh, we know this. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Some profiles as evidence, it's very good. How would he have had time to eat and drive? Maybe on this one? Brad! Ah. At 2:30, took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Something here? Someone who can verify that. Sal, one person is enough. Dang it. She's pretty used to being the boss. I'm just gonna press everything. Yes, and you let's open the employee area. No. Stirs. Oh dear. Sharp. I need a 4. No one leave during the meeting. Yeah, and then Edgeworth interrupts it, slams twice, and it makes her angry. Okay, that's still funny to watch. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I pressed on that. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. No, that's not the button I meant to press. Well, and why is he pressing on that and not the... break in the meeting? That time. Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, that's right. Oops. 15-minute break. So then I ate 2 on 6 in front of the 2. What? But... when? This is the weird part, is now I gotta figure out where to present this. But the part that strikes me as odd is right here. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me, and at 2:30 we took a 15-minute meeting. So, Arg. Arg. 12 and then ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. But they couldn't have gone to Studio 1 right away. No, because that was cleared away at 3. With this, maybe? Ugh! Oh god, I only get 2 more tries. Chat? I'm actually kind of stuck here. For noon, needed the interference and 4. The 2:30 pierced the chest by a spear. Could it just be the autopsy? At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break from the meeting. At the same time as death. No, I'm wrong again! Oh, crap. Okay, shoot, I get one more try. It's gotta be something to do with this. 15-minute break in the meeting. Wait. No. Alright. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark, and if I'm wrong, I can start over. Let's take a 15-minute break in the meeting, so I T-bone's mistake. There weren't any bones on their plate. I wonder. Possibly? Oh, he gets it on the last shot! Haha, as I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate? A plate that was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone was left behind. Steak plate on 8 T-bone steaks. Yeah, I just figured that out. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat steak. During that break, you took your steak and threw it somewhere, like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during the break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? She was meeting the Steel Samurai. Steel Samurai. There we go, now I'm on track. Order. Are you saying... Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai. And then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it. Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? You couldn't, could you? I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning? The samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Oh, baby, here comes the big brains. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Oh.
Take that!
Please. Wrong, Mr. Wright. But I haven't said anything yet. I know you well enough by now to know when you're going to present the wrong evidence.
I can sense it too with my fey blood.
Okay, so I picked the wrong evidence. Enough with all the sensing. Right, okay, here's the real evidence, Your Honor. This is the murder weapon. Wait. Oh, because he was holding it!
Take that!
What? Come on! Give me a break. Oh, wait, it was broken. I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon.
Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning scene's run-through?
But someone fixed the spear.
It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man in a thick costume with this? Through the chest!
Order! Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at?
Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard! Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, pray tell what was? How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see the murder weapon then.
Take that! Look at this photo.
What is this?
Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs.
Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is all this about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios.
What does this have to do with the current case?
Mr. Edgeworth? You still can't see it. See the fallen man in the photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest?
What? Are you saying?
Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again.
Mr. Wright, continue.
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs and onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had done himself 5 years ago. But whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny what I say is true? Mr. Wright? Let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? The break in the meeting at the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45.
Would Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to the studio inside his costume? There wasn't enough time. Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body? She had another way. What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then. Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body. Easy. The van. She had dirt on Sal, too, and roped him into bagging the body with her. You carried the body to Studio 1, and you used a studio van to do it. Recall your testimony.
There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me.
You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright. Don't forget, it was Sal Manella who drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator? Of course he was. Of course Sal Manella would have been a conspirator. The body had to be placed in the van, put into the costume, and there's no way Miss Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that she had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to, because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Miss Vasquez, shall I continue?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun.
I win? Wait, did she just confess? So, what happens next? Don't quiz me. Don't you have anything to say?
What would you like me to say?
Huh? I lost? Something like that?
I just said that.
Wait, so you mean... D. Vasquez? So it was you! You killed Jack Hammer! Who can say? Huh?
Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits. And the result of that battle, you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer.
Right.
But that is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright.
What? 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 Order. Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Of course, it's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely that she did it, but there's no proof.
Edgeworth isn't sure. Well, I came here as a witness today. If you've no more questions, I'll be leaving.
What do I do now? You did it! You did it! Wait, I didn't hit the escape button. Why'd it give me the option to... Okay, why'd it give me this option?
That wasn't a question.
Did you do it?
No.
Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I'm not sure that question helped this court get any closer to a verdict. What do I do now? Testify again! I'd like you to testify again. Testify again?
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it.
Even if I were to testify again, what's the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said all there is to say.
What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions, get the same answers. A waste of time. Damn. It's come so far only to fail.
As it seems there are no further questions, I'd like to end the cross-examination of Miss Vasquez.
What?
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor.
I didn't. I see. Very well. Your Honor, I request that the witness testify again.
You're the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
I just want to hear your testimony again.
Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see what we have to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edgeworth, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly did you want her to testify about?
Well, yes,
Indeed! Verily, I say. Ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body. After they found the body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick, why did Edgeworth? Who knows? He probably realized she did it too. But, wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that? Edgeworth. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
Pretty chill for finding a dead body. I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close, real close. She may be acting tough now. If you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Wow, I gave him a really manly voice in that moment.
So Sal begged the security lady when we found the body. What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal. So I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manella arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes, mind you. Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. What did I just say? Didn't I not just say I wasn't stuffing any bodies into costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy. Boy!
Witness will continue her testimony.
The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember what? There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm. You certainly seemed calm enough when I accused you of murder. Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discover a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without his steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out. We often left him on the bus when the shooting out location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers.
Well, I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue.
I immediately called the police, then Powers showed up. What was everyone else doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent. Completely silent. Just stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene.
Sorry, I'm late.
Then, silence. Dead silence. Silence. Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing fingers at Powers, saying he did it. Old Bag, the security lady. Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Wright, the Steel Samurai. Did Detective arrest Mr. Powers solely based on that security lady's word? Perhaps not. She seems to have also given the detective that photograph.
Of course.
I heard all this after the fact. That was a yawn. Photograph, being the one taken by the security camera. She's not known for exerting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer. Don't think there's anything there I can use. It has to be left out of the proceedings.
So why?
You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that, since we were in a meeting. There was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us. Covered for you. Covered it up for you. There's been a lot writing on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes.
Script and your direction notes?
Yes, they're quite valuable. It wouldn't do to have them stolen. No, I guess not.
Wait, but we got the script for her. Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes?
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why?
There was a murder after all.
But how would you have known that?
You'd think of rehearsing after that. Oh yeah, I guess. Very well, Miss Vasquez.
There! Your Honor! I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She would have had to know about the murder before there was going to Studio One. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense?
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court may sees my role here.
Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation? I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me.
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense.
What kind of court is this?
No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well then, the witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason.
I knew the Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left him behind.
She wouldn't have known.
How did you know about the injury? How did I know? Sal. He told me. Sal, the director. Mine's an independence. Until now would have been wasted. The Sal and Old Bag moved on the body. The assistant was there too. Only Powers was absent.
Wait. Go back. Okay, yeah. That's the same. Sorry, I read the assistant and was like, maybe that's different.
The security lady at Old Bank figure said he did it. It has to be left out of the proceedings. Through the trailer, got my script directions notes. I knew that Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind.
Wait a minute. Sal didn't make it until the meeting started. Oh god, I don't want to screw this up. Jazz, level with me. If I do this wrong, do I go all the way back?
Hammer wasn't injured. Reaction, so I left him behind. Get him. That makes sense. That also makes sense. What was I doing at the time? No one said a thing. It was silent for this. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then silence. Dead silence. Silence. Why agitated pointing for yourself? Saying he did it. Because of that photo. It has to be left out of proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and directions. Yeah, because what happened? Why? There was a murder after all. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Please continue. And then we get this objection again. So I'm just repeating this. Arg! I knew the Hammer was injured and couldn't do any action scenes, so I left them behind. See... What can I press on that? About the injury? But how do I know? Sal. He told me. It's gotta be something to do with that last statement. There is no way she could have known. Not if... Arg! Okay, timeout, let me think. I've only got one shot at this, I do not want to screw this up. Wait... How would she have known? It couldn't have been from the... Okay, let me think. It wouldn't have been from the... It wouldn't have been from... Monkey. And it's not like Sal and D. Vasquez met up before the meeting. They would have been too focused on the... having the bigwigs impressed. So... Arg...
Hang on. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Alright, time out. What if... It wouldn't have been Sal that told her because they were at the meeting. The way she found out about the leg would have been because of Hammer approaching her. You knew that Hammer was injured. It wasn't Hammer. Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. What? Yeah, there we go. There's our contradiction. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in the photo, but that's not because he was. That was because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers. Pretending. One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured? I already said it was Sal who told me. That's right. You must have gotten it wrong. I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen. Why would he tell you the wrong person? Miss Vasquez? You saw Hammer limping. You didn't hear anything from Manella at all. Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured? Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers. And when was he doing this? Well, it would have to have been when he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly. Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping. And Mr. Hammer was in the Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who'd been injured that morning. Order, order! I will have order! Witness. Can you refute this claim? This case wasn't one of my favorites when I first played the game, but every time I come back to it, it's just so good. Everything is so well done. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Mr. Hammer dead? Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing! Yes, you would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on this matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive? Did she have a motive? Because he was the one going through all the effort to kill her. Self-defense. But... Of course I can prove it. Okay, I have proof and I'll show it to you. Present to the court evidence that Miss Vasquez's motive is the murder. The blackmail. Right? Oh, please let me be right. Oh, please let me be right. Oh, please let me be right. This is my proof. This is the photo from before. This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, case currently up for trial. It began on that day 5 years ago.
Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall. His fall from stardom. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly it was the constant source of shame for the X-Star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We're talking about the motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who would kill D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have no reason to kill Hammer. It was a good source of income for me.
And gone, there was no one else to remember besides the old bank.
And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Miss Vasquez's motive for murder.
She had no motive. He was the one going for her. She had no motive, Your Honor. What's that now? It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now? Ow. It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What? Your Honor! Jack Hammer drugged Mr. Powers with the sleeping pills. Jack Hammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the steel samurai costume. Jack Hammer wore the costume to fool security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jack Hammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him all those years.
Those are expensive, honey. Why'd you break that?
So you did do it, didn't you? Yes. I am guilty. It was me. Someone call an ambulance! There's blood everywhere! We're too late! Miss Vasquez! What happened here? Manuel fell off the trailer stairs. Manuel! Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm. No! How could this? It was an accident. Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and... No! Manuel! Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez! Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
It appears you've brought about yet another miracle.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty.
Yay! Cinnamon bun!
That is all. The court is adjourned. What a doozy. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but Sam, I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Uh-huh.
Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me?
This is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because... It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in a kids' show, and as a villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai, and so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him anytime.
I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I.
So am I.
Congratulations, WP!
Oh? Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit. Did I almost say Steel Panther? Oh, God. No, I don't need to imagine Will Powers in a Steel Panther costume. No! I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costume and... Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Ah! Nick! Edgeworth!
Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk.
Huh? What? Well, that was too bad, Edgeworth.
You don't waste any time gloating, do you?
No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers. Liar! Right. I must say, I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years. Meet again? However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. You listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you.
Mr. Wright? Was that guy your friend?
What? Friends? As if! They're rivals! Rivals! Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? I get the feeling I'm missing something. Come on, Nick, tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And so the curtain closed on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again.
Nick! This is it! The new show starts today! You're going to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit, I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? You have to train with Cody and the assistant.
Fine, fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again? I wonder if he'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for Will Powers. The end. And the Turnabout Samurai. All right. That was awesome, actually. I'm really glad I'm playing this one. But, as we continue to the next case, we know that this means it is time for me to wrap up this episode. So for the folks on YouTube, this is Cheshire the Cat, signing off.